Do we have voice? Do we have voice? Yes, we do. There we go. Yes, we do. There we go. Probably could do with increasing the mic a little bit. And lowering down the game. Oh, I don't know. Having the OT Japanese would sound better, probably. Okie dokie. I'd say that's good enough, I think. Should probably go with full screen. I've not played this one. The last one I have played, or the only one I've played, was Project Zero 2, which was Crimson Butterfly, which I liked the first time I played, but got bored and came back to it about 2 years later and then actually played through it twice in a row. And that was a long time ago. Lurking in the deep. In the vicinity of Mount Ikami, people have been mysteriously disappearing without a trace. One such girl is Miyu Hinasaki. She awakens to find herself in an old, half-flooded building. I may have to tweak the brightness a bit. I don't know how well it doesn't look like it's showing up as good on the stream as it is on my screen. So I might need to tweak it in game and tweak it on OBS.
Where am I?
It's a good question. Oh, lovely! We get the heartbeat in the controller. Oh, it is skipping frames, so maybe. Right, left stick and move around, that's fine. I think I'm going to have to put this back down to... Well, first of all, tweak the brightness a little bit. And it was graphic settings. Full screen seems to be having issues, so... Will borderless work? Maybe? Let's just double check to make sure. Because it may just well be that it doesn't want to run this properly. We'll make sure that we're not losing all of the frames. Especially since if I'm worried about frames, I'm not going to be worried about spooky things. Like the light at the end of the corridor. Maybe there's a way out. Oh, they finally learned how to come through the door. Hold down left trigger to run. Well, that ended badly. Right, it seems that the skipped frames are lessened. Let's give it a couple of minutes until we get the next update from OBS. Okay. I feel like perhaps the game does not like being streamed. Because the game has frozen. I mean, if all else fails, reloading it is not a problem. We literally just had an autosave, but still. A bit of a pain. If it's just going to freeze like this. Give it a few seconds to see if it wakes up, and if not, I may just have to restart. Well, it's not skipping frames, however. It is just completely frozen. So I think I'm going to have to forcibly quit out. Yep, I am. So let's force close. Let's load it up again. Please work this time. If not, I'm gonna have to think of something else to play tonight. Yeah, presume from that point, which should be when we... Yeah, it's just the start of the game. Yep, and we've read that. People go missing. This girl's one of them. Oh, it actually just takes control of... Once you've started running there, it just takes control and doesn't let you go down the path if you already know it's there. I guess some people were going down the side path first and not seeing the spooky vision. Right, so this is roughly where it crashed before, when the woman comes around the corner. Let's see if that happens again. No. Okay, dropping it back down to the windowed mode seems to fix the frame rate issues. Well, the encoding frame rate anyway. Let's walk up to the ominous box in the middle of the room. What could possibly go wrong? It's not like we've just seen about 20 ghosts. Oh yeah, I remember seeing the part of this years and years ago as a Let's Play, and I remember the long hair out of nowhere now. But that's a weird memory to have. What if Bayonetta but Ghost? And that's it, game over. Well done, nice played. Time to go. No one could hear her cries for help as she was something on the mountain. The mountain is where the events of this story take place. Follow the fates of 3 people. Yuri, Ren, and Miyu. Terrifying tale of the supernatural. Also known as Fatal Frame, Maidland of Blackwater. But Project Zero is the European name. A Vanishing Trace, Yuri Kozukata. Among the residents of the villages at the foot of Mount Akami, a certain unique ability has passed through the ages. This ability, known as shadow reading, enables the user to view the shadow or trace of someone lost in inexplicable circumstances. This is not unlike the psychometry practiced elsewhere. Yuri Kozukata accompanies Hisoka Kurosawa, a woman who possesses the shadow reading ability, to an abandoned inn on Mount Ikame. Sensing Yuri could in time become talented at shadow reading, Hisoka takes her along on an assignment. You'd think with the amount of anime I've watched, I'd actually easily be able to read Japanese surnames and forenames by now, but no!
I thought that I'd be scared of death. But I can't even cry. I am alone. In the end, I am alone. I will end it all. Alone.
Yuri?
Huh?
What we're looking for should be in here.
Well, that's not an ominous thing to foresee when you first come
This
here
is
at all.
an excellent chance for you to take the lead. Here, take this.
Take the camera obscura.
This is a camera obscura. It will let you see the unseen.
But only once you've
including
touched
the
it.
clues that will help you find what we're here
And once
for.
you've touched it, they can see you too. She's just kind of
This is your
cursed you in a
opportunity,
way.
Your first case. I'm sure you'll do well. Let's start with a little practice. It works exactly like a normal camera. Give it a
First,
try.
let me
Just
shift
hold up the
this
camera.
window out of the way just in case chat starts working. Right, Y to enter photo mode,
It's
which
just
is
like a normal
triangle on
camera.
this.
Just look through the viewfinder and press the shutter button.
So, second
The
frame.
camera obscura photographs the netherworld, a whole other world separate from our own.
Photograph by pressing right trigger. What a wonderful portrait.
That world that we see through the lens is not unlike the afterlife.
Move
Make sure not to draw too
all
much
the way
detail
down.
on the things you see. If you aren't careful, you might be drawn into the netherworld yourself.
Hold down left trigger to lock on targets, and right to take a photo.
Things around here seem to have changed. It wasn't exactly bustling, but it never used to be like this.
And then Y to exit photo mode.
Take this.
You have got the post-mortem photograph.
It's a token. It will help lead you to what we're looking for.
Wonderful.
Now don't panic, but be sure to stay on your guard. Go on and head inside.
Yep, so no real map to speak of at the moment. Left button plus X. Welcome to snap mode. 3D position, manipulate character, take the photo. Oh, okay, so it's... if you want to get some cinematic shots, okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, the one thing I remember about the second of these...
This is a post-mortem photograph. It's not just a normal photograph. It was taken to mourn the dead. It's why Ren sent us here.
I was trying to talk.
But it seems that this photo came from somewhere around here, and he wants us to see whether we can find any more.
The thing I remember most is that this, out of all of the sort of spooky ghost games I've ever played, this one has actually done, well, Crimson Butterfly, the Fatal Frame 2, did the best job of, just in terms of how it did its sound design, its light design, its level design. Okay, level design wasn't great, but it could have been worse. But the atmosphere as well, just in general, the atmosphere was really good. So I'm hoping, touch wood, this one is too. Ready the camera. Well, that was a bit spooky, wasn't it? I mean, not particularly once you've got used to games like this, but it is only like the first sort of 10 minutes of the game. And it's nice to be able to play a story game.
I can sense something.
Hold down right trigger to find the trail.
It's called a trace. A shadow of the past. The token is showing you the way. These traces can lead you to the right path. Let's follow that shadow.
Glowy object for interact. Right trigger to pick up. Oh, I've got to hold it down to pick up. Okay. Old dusty book left in the hallway. Maybe someone dropped it. Mount Okami has long been considered holy ground. For centuries, people have been drawn to many sacred shrines and places of worship, as well as the natural features such as the Twilight Peak and Pool of Purification, which have themselves been treated with great reverence. The mountain was also popular with tourists and mountain climbers for the beauty of its abundant clear waters and ancient mysterious forests. Worshippers and hikers alike used to find rest at Ichiru Manor, or Ichiru Manor, a hot spring resort near the foot of the mountain. Now the inn lies desolate, devoid of visitors. The mountain never recovered from a devastating landslide it received many years ago. The shrine road to the summit was cut off and the flow of the water throughout the mountain was altered, forever changing the landscape. New roads that were under construction had to be abandoned, and Ichiru Manor was buried under a slew of rock, resulting in numerous fatalities. Among those lost were the family of Ichiru Manor's proprietor, effectively putting an end to the business. Mount Akami's days as a tourist destination were no more. Instead, the mountain gained notoriety as a suicide spot. Oof. Bit dark. Perhaps because it was traditionally a destination to which the dying would venture, the mountain is now a place for those wishing to end their own lives. By extension, it's also become a place for thrill seekers interested in the occult. Oh, I missed it. That's one thing I forget. Echoes of the past. It just gets photo points for upgrading the camera, but you get like a couple of seconds tops to get it. I do have to say, I do like the fact that it actually gives you an option, saying at the bottom, there's a thing to do now. Because in the old game, it didn't. It just assumed you realised there was a photo to take. So it was very easy to miss them, even if you had good reflexes. There's a step up here, and this part has floorboards. I think it was a display alcove. B to open doors is so weird.
Maybe it's in this room. It appears we need a key. Try using the camera obscura.
When you look through the lens of the camera obscura, you may notice it reacts to objects which are not normally visible. Lock on and photograph them to expose places or items they have a connection with. Find the location from the photos and you may well discover some clues there as well. Oh, so it was the place we just looked at.
You go on ahead of me and look for the key to the door. I'll wait for you here.
I did not like that at all. I did not like that one little bit. If no one noticed the pair of feet hanging from above the tunnel I was crawling through. Yeah. Gotta get back into the hang of doing this. That's possibly 3 miss, depending on whether or not the the hanging woman or the woman above the tunnel was another photograph or not. Open the door.
It's somewhere in this room. Take a look around. Try searching with the camera obscura. Hold on. There's something there. It could be hidden, invisible to the naked eye.
Camera will react to items that are normally hidden from the eyes of the living, photograph them to bring them back into their own place in the world. Yeah, focus on it. Oh, okay, there we go. You gotta rotate the camera for that bit.
This is what we came here for.
Huh.
We shouldn't stay here any longer than we need to.
Because the ghosts will come to get
You're right.
us.
Let's head back before it gets dark.
Okay.
What, no spooky feet this time. I don't like that door was open.
Yuri, searching for objects like we did just now might be easy, but searching for people is much more difficult.
Stop teleporting. You were literally just around the
Psychology
corner
allows
when
you
I
to
was
see
there.
the psychic imprint as a shadow. Never follow after the shadow of someone who has been spirited away. You might end up seeing something you wish you hadn't.
Time for the combat tutorial. Take the weak points, deal damage. Rectangle is the area of attack. Can't take photos if you're out of film. Press Y to go into photo mode. Find ghost indicated by the spirit filament. Yeah, I've read that game, thank you very much. Okay. Spirit fragments break up and the ghost takes damage, which was those little orbs that were hanging around it. Photograph the fragments before it happens. When 5 more targets are in view, take a photo will knock back the ghost. If the area goes red, you reshut the chance. Fatal frame and fatal time. Capture area flashes red as the ghost is attacking. Basically, you get a crit hit if you wait long enough. And you can also take lots of extra photos. Check range and power. Only if it's within range. Bigger the 0, the more damage the camera will deal. Get close to a more powerful shot. Attack me. And there we go, exercised. We have killed the ghost.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought you here.
Are you gonna turn spooky? No.
I am alone.
So as it seems in all of these games, the thing that causes the problem is child sacrifice. That's what it was in Crimson Butterfly too. Hey Darlo, how you doing?
Oh, that dream again.
Mr. Hojo? Hisoka came by a little while ago.
Oh, Hisoka. What does she want?
She found the photo book.
She did?
Yeah, here, take a look.
Playing a game that I've been meaning to play for about since it came out, but never did. Possibly it is a game about ghosts. He could have had a ghost butt. You never know. But that's what the camera's for, to take photos of the floating butts. While learning about shadow reading from Hisoka, Yuri used the ability to retrieve an album of post-mortem photographs from a ruined inn at Mount Ikami. The album was requested by a certain Ren Hojo. As Ren awoke from a bad dream, he found himself tormented by uncertainty. Was it really just a dream, or a suppressed childhood memory? This question has plagued him for some time. And that's... considering I've not played one of these games in about 15, 20 years, that's not too bad of getting a rank C. It could have been better. I did miss, like, all of the special photos, which probably would have helped. But luckily you can replay if you want to actually get the better score. Oh yeah, and I think you forced the last one on normal, but if you really want, you can. Just, you know, just enjoy the story. Enjoy the story safely, so I'm assuming that means you just don't get attacked by ghosts. Which is kind of the whole point of the game. What costumes have we got? Oh no, I can't purchase the cute gothic ensemble. My god, what kind of a game is this that I can't purchase that off the bat? Hey Marla, how you doing? Did you have a good sleep after watching? I have no idea what's going on either. I'm still half dead after yesterday. The fact that I did 16 hours was more than I could cope with, let alone what Sheep managed to do. Yes, this is Fatal Frame or Project Zero. I've only ever played Crimson Butterfly before, which was the second one, which was on PS2 and Xbox, like the original Xbox, a long time ago. And I thought, Steam sale, I have spare money, I stream now. There's no other excuses that I can muster to not buy the game and play the damn game. I don't need to buy any items. It's probably one of the few sort of actual spooky ghost games that doesn't always rely on jump scares. There are a few, granted, but it's mostly atmospheric. A few days have passed since Yuri's introduction to the shadow reading at the abandoned inn. Since then, Hisoka has gone off somewhere and hasn't returned. Yuri worries for Hisoka and isn't sure how or where to start searching. Yeah, Japanese horror it's very much. It's one of the reasons why, you know, I've still got the original Ring. Is it Ringu? I've got a copy of that because it's so much better than the remake. Even though I don't understand it and I have to use subtitles, it's so much better. As she sits waiting at the antique shop, a girl named Fuhiya Himeno shows up, claiming to have enlisted Hisoka to help find a missing person. I'm assuming is the person who played in the opening credits during the tutorial, who got attacked by many ghosts. You know, I don't think I've ever actually seen the Grudge. There's quite a lot of those ones. I've seen oh, I know there's a couple that I've seen. There's one that was it Shutter? Think about cameras.
Excuse me.
Hello?
I'm
looking for Hisoka Kurosawa. Is she here?
Oh, I'm sorry, but she stepped out.
My name is Fuyuhi Humino. I've been waiting for her to tell me if she could help me find someone. I still haven't got a reply from her.
You're looking for someone?
She might have gone to the mountain. Mount Hikami.
Mount Hikami.
Someone told me that they saw my friend there. It's an infamous suicide spot, isn't it? I don't know why Haruka would go to a place like that, and without even saying a word to me.
Don't worry. As soon as Hisoka gets back, I'll tell her.
No, that's fine. I can't wait any longer. I'll go look for her myself.
Huh? Come back!
I think that's the problem with quite a lot of just horror in general. Doesn't matter where it comes from. But you've either got some stuff that's just really good or has a... I mean, let's face it, I mean, the Blair Witch Project is a little bit memey now, but back when it came out, it was actually pretty damn good as a horror film. Unfortunately, then led to a bunch of found footage copycats that didn't quite get the tone right, which weren't, were less than adequate, to put it as nice as possible. So it just depends on who's actually, who's writing it, who's directing it. Sometimes you get lucky and get some really good ones. Yeah, it stands up. I mean, horrible as it is, I was there, Gandalf, 2,000 years ago, when the Blair Witch Project first came out. And the amount of stuff that they put out, like all of the missing posters and everything to make it seem like it was actually a documentary, went a long way because no one had done anything like that before. So when the film came out, everyone was like, okay, this is the thing that those kids disappeared for. No one realised. Well, probably was a few people that realised it, but everyone just assumed it was quite spooky. But then, after a while, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, that's that fake sort of documentary thing, isn't it?" So the people that watched it maybe a few years after it came out wouldn't have got that same hit at the start, I'd assume, because they were like, "Oh, this is just a movie. This wasn't a movie that was found." Bearing in mind that found footage wasn't really a genre back then. Yeah, to be fair, with Blair Witch Project, there weren't really any effects to speak of. It was like a camcorder. Okay, granted, the way they recorded it was a little bit on the insane side of the director purposefully keeping them awake, playing weird noises, freaking them out to make it seem weirder on camera. A lot of the emotions they were feeling were because the director had really messed them up through the production. So they were actually starting to get on edge, which just added to the spookiness. But there weren't any visual effects, really. It was just, we've moved some stones into a circle, we've tied some sticks together. They were just actual physical props that were just there. So there's no effect, it's just they've recorded it on the camera. There's nothing to hold up against because it's just normal, it's just natural, there's a thing there. Whereas Alien, granted, it's still all practical effects, but it's not a real alien because there's not a real alien. But yeah, I've got to say, I think I'm trying to think back to some of the other than the Ring, well, Ringu, I have seen The Ring as well, but Ringu the original. I've not seen The Grudge. I've seen one that I think was called Shutter, which was to do with I think a woman that would look at people and could. I think it was to do. She could see something to do with them. I'm not sure. It's been a long time. And there was also one I remember that was. It involved the rain and a kid in a yellow rain suit. I think that did have a name similar to this. Of this is called Maiden of Blackwater. That film was something else similar, like no, this was like it was a Japanese one, but it was a lot of rain, and I think it was meant to be that I think the overall story was a kid was trying to get home. The parents hadn't turned up at the end of school to pick the kid up. It was a big typhoon. The kid was there in the raincoat. The kid got washed away, died, became a ghost, and started haunting the area, if I remember right. Again, it's been a long time, but I think it did have some like heavy rain or deep dark water or some kind of like name like that, but like I say, it's been that long. I can't remember it, and I would love to remember what it was, because I wouldn't mind watching them again, because it's been that long. They'd probably still be quite spooky. Yeah, it is. If it's how I remember and my brain hasn't just kind of made stuff up on the spot, it is actually a pretty good film. But yeah, it is a little bit sad. It's not just the sort of thing that the Ringu has, which is like, abused woman dropped in a well. Now she's a little bit miffed about it. It's more of I think the kid is just trying to find a way to get back to where he lived or something, but no one realizes this because they just see creepy child in the rain. Anyway, I suppose we should actually play the game. Let's see what they've got with this. So Hisoka left a few days ago, hasn't been back. Maybe this is what she's been working on. Hisoka's room is upstairs. Maybe she left some clues. Thank you. I can understand that there is an upstairs to the map. It's... What can I say? It's a Japanese game. They aren't as bad as expected, although whenever I see her face on the camera, I assume she's meant to be like a Final Fantasy character. She just has in my head, it's just, she seems like a Final Fantasy character. Yeah, she's wearing the white and red of a healer. She's got the face, she's got the hair. She just looks like she would be in some Final Fantasy game. Oh god, why did I pick this game? This means I'm gonna have to talk too much. Mount Hakami has long been feared to be haunted. In the past, it's said that sleeping with one's feet facing the mountain was taboo. Watching the sunset behind the mountain too was believed to invite forth beings from the netherworld. Today, the mountain is said to call to those fascinated by death. Countless rumours abound of people spirited away to that accursed peak. There they are said to venture to the mountain alone, leaving no trace of themselves. Some say the bodies of those who vanished can be found at the bottom of the Lake of the Departed on the mountain's summit. Since becoming a tourist destination, the prevalence of such frightening tales did seem to diminish for a while. Even so, despite its fleeting status as a tourist hotspot, Mount Hakami is yet to shake its reputation as a cursed mountain, a place of death. Today it's become a popular place at which to commit self-end. More notes. How does a place become famed for self-end? As more people die, the place gains a reputation, and people are drawn to these spots out of a desire not to be alone in the end. Interestingly, these South End spots are rarely known as hotspots for spiritual activity. That is what makes Mount Hakami distinct from the others. It is both a tradition of South End and has long been associated with ghost sightings. Then there are the so-called Maidens of Blackwater. It is said that if you are found by one of those maidens, they will lead you to your death. Those caught in the maiden's gaze will never again leave the mountain, or so the rumours go. There are also tales of spectres on Mount Akami who relive their own deaths. Those who do not die in accordance with local practices become cursed, forced to relive their final moments for eternity. Many of the people who've been kept from committing self-end on Mount Akami claim to have seen a maiden, or one of these looping spectres, and feel a strong compulsion to end themselves. Perhaps it's because of these stories of maidens and ghosts that the mountains continue to be a popular spot for those looking to take their own life. It's such a wonderful, positive game, isn't it? But to be fair, the one that I played before, years ago, Crimson Butterfly, was also pretty dire in terms of a story. It was not the most upbeat of games, which just adds to the spookiness. Also, these things confuse me. It's just a building with a hole through the middle. I'm not sure why they exist, but they do. That leads to the bathroom. That leads to the locked room. I suppose that just leads upstairs. I think what confuses me about it is the fact that because there's so little space in Japan, it seems weird to use up like a ninth of your house floor space to have a garden. Yeah, it could be old house, to be honest. Okay, some pointless files, nothing to pick up, it seems. I know that it still sort of exists, but it usually only exists in larger apartment buildings. And it's so all the apartments are on the inside also have a nice look and have a window rather than just not having any windows at all. Which makes sense for that. Yep, this is Hisoka's room. She really likes traditional Japanese style. In that case, why does she have an actual bed? Take some notes. Open envelope left on the desk. Sender's name is Ryuhi Himino. Which I'm guessing is that person that we had at the door a bit ago. Maybe it can provide clues as to where they went. Dear Miss Kurosawa, please find Haruka. She went missing over a week ago. Do you still take on missing person cases? Oh, you do still take on missing person cases, don't you? I've contacted the police, but they're no help. They say she was probably spirited away. Haruka wouldn't have gone anywhere without telling me. I'm certain something's happened. I can handle my own grief, but I can't stand the thought of her suffering somewhere. What if she's waiting for me to find her? I'm worried sick. Haruka is still alive, I know it, but something has to be done, and quick. Remember when you found that precious picture of me and Haruka? I was so happy to have it. Now I need your help again. And there's the photo.
Hisoka. She must have gone to Mount Hikami to look for this girl.
I Can't hear the name Ahsoka without thinking of Hunter x Hunter. And Precious Evil Clown Man.
Common. A place where many come to take their lives. I'm positive that Fuyuhi must have come here.
You know, on the topic you were saying about crossovers, it wouldn't surprise me if somewhere there were costume crossovers at very least. I know that a lot of the you can get a DLC that has a lot of the old costumes for the old games in this, but I think it's published by Konami, so it wouldn't surprise me if at some point. I mean, there's a new one coming out in March, which is the reason I picked this up now before the new one comes out. So it may well be that they do have some kind of crossover. It would be strange. Oh yes, Trace, I forgot about those. Hold right to trigger. She went up there. Would you let me go any other path to explore? No, you won't. Don't tempt me with places to explore when you want me to go a certain place. You know, I've never played any Silent Hill games. As much as I like the spookiness, I don't like how the gameplay looks in Silent Hill. At least the first few. The ones that are meant to be really good, they just look too awkward to play. It's the same, one of the same reasons I've never played any of the Resident Evil, like the early Resident Evil games, because it was all based on the fixed camera and the janky graphics, and granted, using the limitations as a benefit rather than a limitation, but still, I never really got into them. Roads collapsed, stone stairs are cut off, and must have been the landslide. Old road seems to carry up to the edge of the cliff, so that means there must be another way up. They're really good for horror in this. I can see them being good for horror in the same way that the whole thing of the page turning manga is good for horror with Junji Ito stuff. In the fact that you don't know when you turn that page, you don't know what something he's drawn on the other page, ready to greet your eyes. Same way with the camera lens. When you move to a new area, you have no idea what you're gonna see. That makes perfect sense. The problem is that when all those came out and were popular, I wasn't into horror games. I didn't care for horror games that much. The only reason I had the second one of these is because what I used to do, as I was walking back from school and getting the bus home, there was a DVD rental store that sold games for the Xbox. And one day, me and a friend, waiting for the bus, we're looking in there, and I was like, oh, look, a game where you shoot ghosts with a camera. It's £5. Why not give it a try? I played it for about 20 minutes, didn't care about it, put it on the shelf, forgot about it for about a year, 2 years. And then, after that time, I tried again, and I really enjoyed it. So I've got to hold the trigger down. Dodge. Oh. I thought I was going to have to dodge again then, but no, it's just a map of the mountain. I thought it was trying to teach me how to dodge that hand again the second time, but no. But I don't think I really got into horror games until I was like maybe 18, 19. Okay, so nope, didn't have to jump back on that one. Light the coals that light the forbidden flame. They dry you and remove the taint of the black water. Oh god, yeah, I forgot that was the thing about this game, was that the water actually affects stuff. Because look, there's water physics. What the hell? I do hope that wasn't a moment that I missed. I have had a look at it, it's on my wish list. Oh, didn't do it in time. Stuck with the spooky grabbing. And there's health kits. Yeah, I think this was the point when they were trying to show off with some of the visual effects in games about having clothes get wet through the game and stuff. And so that just completely threw me seeing that. No sexy bat here, no sexy bat at all. But yeah, I think this was done at a time when I think it was PS3, or late PS3, possibly early PS4, where they'd started sort of getting into that whole, when you go into water and you come out of water, the textures and the clothing have all changed as you would have expected for them if they've gone into water. And unfortunately that turned into an entire mechanic for this game, which I'm now realising that's what the lower right hand corner is our moistness meter, to put it in the silliest way possible. There's something in the water. Well, that totally doesn't seem ominous, because that's one of the sort of Shinto barrier type things that they have. Don't want to go anywhere near it and accidentally break it. And there's going to be a hat. The hand always seems to come with water. Oh, it's the camera. And the good, just the unlimited film. Yeah, it's always the, you accidentally bump into one and let it down, and oh no, the barrier's open, all of the things are going to come out and get you now. Oh, there's something somewhere. Where are you? There's something to... I actually just want the cheap film, please. Oh, was it? No, that was just, I think, the reload. Oh, God, where are you? There you are. I didn't take the photo. But this is the bit I'm remembering that I didn't like the first time I played the game. Trying to control this camera with the controller. Come on, try and attack me. Go on. Go on, attack. You gonna go low? Must have been carried here by the current, means Hisoka's on the mountain too. Should focus on finding Fuhiya first. She can't have gone far. And yes, the entire premise of the game is based on the fact that some people used to think that photos stole your soul. And the original camera obscura that was meant to be able to see into the other world. You're telling me to go this way? Well, that was wonderful. You okay down there? Can't see the bottom. No one can survive a drop from this height. Hello, spooky lady. That's the kind of jump scare you get in this game. The camera changes and suddenly there's something behind you and then it's not. You were in no danger, but now you're expecting it to happen again. But you don't know when it will happen again, which makes it worse. There's a fork in the road. Plants are slightly different from the ones below in the pool. I must be close to the unfathomable forest. Oh, this is going to have a hand grab it, isn't it? Yep, it did. My crappy reaction time is really going to get annoying on these. Okay, so you want me to go this way. Does that mean there was something else to pick up down here? No, it's just a fence. Classic game, give you the option of two paths and only one of them actually makes sense anyway. Ah, missed. That's another thing that's gonna fall to my old ancient reflexes, is missing those photos. Was there someone by the shrine on the other side of the river? Oh, hello. Was it just the one crawling up? Yes, it was. Oh, you're floaty. You drive. Oh no, you're not floaty. Never mind. Well, that one's exercised. Is it just him? Oh, no, there's another one there. I suppose if that rope seal was broken, those are the things that would be getting out and tormenting people. But so far, the best scare of this was during the first little area. Was you were crawling through a little tunnel, and the first time you go through, nothing at all, no worries. The next time you go back through it, you don't see anything in front of you, but you can just about see 2 feet hanging just above the top of the tunnel that you're crawling through on the entrance you're going to, and if you look away, they're gone. Yeah, I finally got one. Extra spirit points, and that's where the trail ends. So time for Spooky Hand. I don't know what to do now Haruka's gone missing. I can't do anything on my own, it's like I can't breathe. We've been close since we were children, now she's gone. I realise how important she is to me, how irreplaceable. I can't stop thinking I could have done something that day when she left. Maybe if I'd said something, I could have stopped her from going. The waiting is unbearable. I should have been the one to disappear. It should be me. If Haruka comes back, there's so much I want to tell her. I should tell her how I really feel before we end things together. Okay, don't make this that dark, please. Maybe she's already known for a long time, but I'll tell her anyway. I have to tell her. Ah, damn. I went a bit too quick on that one. Oh. One of them's gone. I don't like the fact that it sounds like there's another one behind me. Oh, the fact that it almost let me touch that dying ghost does not make me happy. Please tell me that at some point I don't have to start touching the ghost to see what happens. Oh, there's another note over there. Spooky hand. Nope. Oh, is this some kind of spooky forest maze that you can only, that if you go through the right paths in the right direction, you'll end up in the wrong place? I think it might be. There you go, Dolo. You're in the game. A lot of you. Countless dolls lined up around the shrine. Maybe this shrine used dolls in its ceremonies. They look like they've been out for quite some time, exposed to the elements. Or maybe it's just that Japanese horror has a fascination with creepy Hinata dolls. This is the part of the making of these dolls that wasn't shown in the cute cosplay manga that I've already forgotten the name of, even though I really liked it. Hello, Keeper. I saw you jumping onto onto Generation Zero. You really have become addicted. I don't blame you. Yeah, so Himeno kept coming this way. And for some reason she went inside the creepy abandoned inn. Because what could possibly go wrong? If she didn't go in here, so where did she go? Oh. That note wasn't there before. Haruka and I have been close since kindergarten. We sang a song together at graduation. It was called The Song of Memories. Haruka and I looked at each other when we sang together. I'll never forget that. I think about those times a lot lately. They were the best. If I even hum that tune, I start to tear up. Hello, spooky child. Oh, did you unlock it for me? No, you didn't. That would have been a bit too nice. Again, I don't like that it sounds like there's another one behind me. They usually come in twos. Oh, is that you gone? Yes, it is. No, that's girls. Oh, no, there's multiple. Okay, boy, girl, and girl. Watching from behind. That isn't creepy at all. Ooh. More fancy film that I will never use because you're never quite sure. It's the same as any other healing or anything like that pick up in games. You store them just in case you ever need them for the really dangerous ones, and you just don't bother with them. You forget about them all. At least she's not wet at all at the moment. Do you mind? I like it here. I can die alone here. There's no one to stop me. I can take things slowly. A peaceful, dignified death. Life is nothing but misery and suffering. I'm sick of it. Finding that next to a place where a ghost just face planted the floor, not a good sign.
Fuyuhi!
Are you gonna disappear? Oh no.
Fuyuhi!
Haruka. She's here on the mountain.
Have you seen her?
No, but she's here. I have to find her.
I wonder.
Don't worry, I was having a drink. My face wasn't trying to jump scare you.
Why did the two of us survive? We made a promise that we'd all die together.
Also, was this girl and the one that went missing part of a pact that went wrong and they survived?
Chance to join the others.
That's got some no longer human vibe to
I'll
it.
go and look for Haruka. Let's go back.
Oh, skipped frames. Hopefully that was just because it was a long cut scene and it's not actually the game.
Alone in a place like this.
Ooh. I can't get over to that, can I? What is that? I can get over to that. More lore. Don't trust these handy ghosts. Watching the sunset makes me want to cry. I have no home to go back to. Nobody would be there if I went back. Everyone would be there, yet no one would. I know that now. That's why I came to the mountain. My grandma used to tell me never to go to the mountain at sunset. But my feet led me here, and I chased the sun, and it kept getting bigger. I couldn't stop. I felt the need to write something, so I scribbled this down. I had to go into the water. I had to write this first. I had to write something. What else should I write? She's calling to me. I have to go before the sun sets. Don't mind me, I was just picking up letters. Totally not a creepy thing to do in a place known for what's been going on. So I need to go this way. Will you stop doing that? And of course, because this other girl hasn't touched the camera obscura, she can't see any of this. And this one's horrible, it won't let me lock onto her. Right, how do I get to my items? It never did tell you how to actually do that. Get off me! By complete accident, I found the way to it. Herbal water, yes. Is that it? You've gone? Yes. Oh.
Fuyuhi!
Oh, don't be running. Don't be a running wand. I don't like that. It's the kids. Oh no. Makes it worse. Oh, one of them's gone. Are all of them? Yes. Come on, no going into the spooky shrine.
Haruka. She's here.
Stop running away. I know you might not be able to see the ghost. Technically, according to the old law in the game, I don't know if it's the same or not, but... Please let's get out of the creepy nighttime forest. Yep, I was going to pick it up anyway. Ah, so this is what happened to Hisoka. She saw the maiden in the water. Oh, lesbian of the lake, what is your wisdom?
Fuyuhi, where are you?
She's gone. She's disappeared, as would be expected.
Close your eyes. In spring, cherry trees are bloom in their full splendor.
I was hoping that was going to be the end of a chapter, to be honest, but no.
Play with me forever. I
I've realised my mouse has been on screen all this time. Professional. That's what I am. Okay, so Fuyuhi has not gone back there. So where the hell has she gone? There's no shadow, but it is pointing me towards this direction. Haha! Managed to get you that time. That's basically our full heal potion. With regular herbal meds being the smaller one. Main shrine must be deep in the forest, which is not a nice thing to hear that. Oh, this could be a trigger warning if anyone does not want to see this kind of thing happen. Turn off now, very quickly.
Forever and ever.
I guess we're not taking her home. Or she just disappears. Which could mean she's already a ghost, who knows? Oh, yes, she's already a ghost, we know. Now we have to exorcise her. Right, so A, just as we're about to get attacked, to dodge. If you, oh, there we go. If you touch a weakened ghost, it triggers a fatal glance and you'll see its memories.
Haruka. Ryuhi.
So that's why we had the almost got the chance to
Ryuhi.
touch one of those ghosts earlier.
Haruka. Ryuhi.
Touch the ghost. Again, possible trigger warnings. Because the ghosts are forcing her to do things. One of the maidens has seen you.
You've seen too much. You cannot leave the mountain. You will dissolve into nothing.
Tutorial tainted. Ghost attacks may leave you tainted by black water. If this happens, health will continually decrease. Use embers to or defeat all ghosts to remove it. So what you're trying to say is, please remove it because you're currently tainted. Thank you, tutorial. Ooh. Then let me dodge her attack, and now I can touch her face.
There is no escape. I've seen into your souls, and now it is time to end this. This is the fate that awaits all who come to the mountain.
The Shrine Maiden, she's the one that brought Fuyuhi here, the one who made her finish the sentence there. Too dangerous, I can't stay here, I have to go back for now. Looked into Mount Hikami, always been a spiritual place. Not spiritual as in holy, but spiritual as in filled with the spirits of the dead. Maybe that's why it's a self-end spot. Haruka wouldn't go to die alone, though, not without telling me. The book said people get spirited away to the mountain, they get called towards it and disappear alone. I read how it calls to people who are perceptive, anxious, meek, and who lack family. My heart skipped a beat when I read that. It was describing Haruka perfectly. She's so kind and accepting. She always opened up to me. She's alert, even when she sees me spacing out. She knows what I'm thinking. Maybe she was spirited away. But where do people go when they're spirited away? The more I think about it, the scarier it gets. And the more my heart starts pounding. Map, where are we going? No, really, where are we actually going? Was it actually this way that we had to go? Oh no, that was the entrance out of the last place. I think we've moved back into one of the previous map zones. Yes, and Hugo's attack. This is where the shrine bit was. That seems like more than you can cope with on your own. Maybe you should run. While searching for her friend, Fuhuhi Himono ended up taking her own life. Having witnessed Fuyuhi's final moment, Yuri knows she wasn't alone when she died. What of that other woman who killed herself in the same way? Not to mention the mysterious shrine maiden sudden from the rain. Yuri managed to locate Hisoka's camera obscura, along with a charm she always liked to wear, but now she must return to the antique shop alone. Well, B rank. Could be better, but considering how, like I say, how long it's been since I've played games like this, I'd call that okay. Considering this is the first run through of the game. I think to get S, you need to have like perfect photos of the ghost every time they attack, and that's not going to be happening anytime soon. But I think getting to the end of a chapter, and considering these chapters seem to be like an hour long each, that's probably a good place to end it for today. It looks like we've got about a tenth of the way through the game, which isn't bad, to be honest, for a short 2-hour stream, considering it crashed the first time I tried it. But yeah, I actually quite enjoy going back to a spooky game and not having one where I had like a massive assault rifle or some weird objective to complete that involved turning a planet into a factory. So yeah, I definitely will try and continue this because it has been quite fun. We could also have a look at the because we actually do have points now. We now have the goth costume, because why would we not have the goth costume? And of course, naturally, there's a swimsuit because Japanese game. Yep, and everyone has their own unlockables, it seems. You also have the huge goth ensemble, so gotta make sure, you know, we do the important things before we finish the stream for the day. We've got to make sure we've got the goth girls ready to go for next time, because why would you not? Yes, apply the current costume changes. But yeah, so thanks for watching. This one has definitely been a fun one to play. After all these years of not playing a Project Zero game, or a Fatal Frame for Americans, I'll definitely continue this at some point. So, for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. And thanks everyone for dropping in. Bye-bye.